It's very interesting to hear you talk about the journey actually to creating these pieces, and then the importance for people to take time themselves to process it and ask themselves questions. I think that's what I'm hearing. I mean, what I wondered was how important for you was it that this was a library residency? Because, you know, in the end, towards the end of the project, you couldn't really get into the library. Is this something that could have been done in another setting, or was the library important to the development?
I think it really makes sense that actually I'm quite pleased that at the end I produced booklets, because it really makes sense. It really makes sense when, you know, that you will need, you know, reading is you have to sit and spend and open a book and spend time, and it's not a direct way of acquiring information. So that's why I like the idea of booklets, because you do have to sit and spend time. So it completely makes sense to for that work to have been made within the context of a library, and to be shown within the context of a library. Now, in the exhibition space, I mean, I don't know if I'll change things, but my idea of showing the work in an exhibition space would be really different. I would like people to experience the work somehow straight away, and there's many ways to do that. You can use, you know, sound, projection, visual, you know, large visual things, but in the library it will be just you and the work. If you sit and you know, you interact with the work in a very intimate space and at your own pace. So yeah, I'm not sure I answered the question.
I think you absolutely answered the question, and I think it will be really interesting to see what people take from this and the questions that they ask themselves. We talked about having a book, a sort of visitor's book, for want of a better word, so that people can record any reflections that they have in viewing and experiencing these works when they're in the library. I'll be interested to see, because we are the kind of space where people can sit and reflect and read, and as you say, that's what we do every day with books, so I can see the logic there. And you know, it was good as well that you were supported as best we were able to support you at the beginning of the residency, and I'm sorry that the large part of the end of the residency has been very much a kind of solo project, but I'm glad we've been able to stay in touch through it. It's been obviously quite a challenging year.
Yeah, and I think we've had a lot of quite in-depth conversations together, and also with the artist who I mean, they brought a lot to discuss about. So it was Ione Smallhorn and Rebecca Baynard who came to the library to share their work.
I hope that we can do more work with you and with them in the future, because I think there's things for us to reflect on as well. I noted what you said about people coming to the library for the first time, and I know that that's something that came up in one of the workshops that we had as well. So it's, you know, it's a time for all organisations to reflect on their own history and the narrative that they consciously or unconsciously give by the surroundings that they find themselves in, I suppose. So it would be good to continue those discussions.